Bum, 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 bum.
Harder Brunch presents Peep Show, Wednesday the 27th at the White Rabbit Cabaret.
We got stand-up with Brent Hume, baby.
Live podcast from Harder Brunch.
And we got some burlesque.
We got a live peep eating contest.
And we got surprises and prizes.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream, them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture, cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels. With me, as always, my co-host, Thaddaeus Mckee.
Slappy Pappy, wait!
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last broke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
Happy Meat Cake 2024!
Woo! Let's go!
And a very special, I would have to say, dark horse candidate for the repeat, the Meat King of 2023 and 2024. Chef Stephen Hackney's in the house.
Nope.
You don't boo.
No.
You don't boo the Meat King.
No, I don't have applause on here anymore.
Well, we can do it ourselves.
Yeah.
You got hands? Yeah.
And it was
clapping.
It was teams this year. So part of, you were on the team last year as well. I feel like you're part of the pit crew of success. Rooster's in the house.
Welcome back. We had to have you on the team again for good luck.
You can't get rid of me.
Now, you brought a pretty swole team. You were like, is it all right if I bring 5 people?
I had a couple people drop out.
Okay.
And then it maybe seemed appropriate by the time
Yeah.
the day came. Yeah.
Now,
helpers.
You made use of everybody, though, right?
Everybody helped bounce ideas,
Nice.
but none of them stuck because I changed it last minute.
You have to come a little closer to that broken microphone.
Oh, my bad.
There we go.
Everything, it's good to have people to bounce ideas off, whether you stick with that idea or not,
Well, the craziest thing about this is, I have to say, you were kind of a surprise dark horse winner last year. I never met you. We had talked through social media, and you were like, I want to do this meat cake thing, and I was like, oh, okay. And then you came and just completely dominated last year, and so now everyone has a year to plan. I'm thinking about my meat cake at least a year in advance. I put a lot of time into what my plans, my preparations are, and we had also the biggest field of competitors this year. We had 10 teams.
Yeah,
And I would say the most legitimate judging. This was not a kangaroo court like it has been maybe in past years.
Let's name those judges real quick.
Yeah, let's name those judges.
Stretch.
Jolene.
For this year, they were great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Chef
I would name
Alan
judges.
Sternberg was
Chef
judging
Alan
again.
Sternberg.
Yeah. Sternberg was there.
Legend.
But yeah, you took down 9 people. You retained the title of Meat King. You broke the trophy, but that's okay.
Wait, you broke it?
I swear it was given to me broken last year, too, though.
I mean, you can do that, though, because you're the Meat King.
That's it.
As Meat King, you can break.
Yeah.
That's a good
Trophies,
picture for how
Zach
broken
said.
it is.
Absolutely.
Can I completely remake it, kind of?
We would love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think every
I
year
feel like it's organic. It grows.
He's the
And
guy.
it,
It's
yeah.
like
It'll be 2
when
feet tall next year.
it's like when Cena made the
it's
spinner
gonna be
belt.
Parker.
You know what I'm saying? It's your trophy. You can do with it as you please.
If he wins 3 years in a row, do we get him a big belt or something else?
I mean, we should promise it right now.
if you-
I don't know if we'll deliver on that, but yeah, that sounds
Meat
great.
belt.
I mean, ideally, we do have a championship belt.
Yeah.
We need a sponsorship for that.
We need to get a championship belt, and I think the Intercontinental, the People's Champ
Yeah.
belt as well.
All right,
This is
WWE.
looking at you, Reese Nichols.
I just make it look like a big slab of bacon all the way around.
Yeah,
it should look like bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
bacon belt.
Some rose
With
gold
some-
bacon.
Yeah, with some gold on it.
So go ahead and tell everybody about your award-winning cake. When I heard just the name of it, I was like, God damn it. I was like, he's probably should win for the pun alone.
I did. I pulled a dad joke out this year, hoping it would land. The Salvatore Dali meat cake, inspired by the Persistence and whatever painting by Salvador Dali. And I had 4 people come up to the table who knew the name of the painting and were like, "No way, you're doing the
Persistence of memory.
painting." And I was like, "Yes, you got it." And that's when I thought I had a gem with those 4 people. Otherwise, I had to explain it to everybody. But everybody kind of knows Dali from some point.
Yeah,
so-
like the melting clock guy, right? Or like that's pretty
Yeah.
famous.
I
some
really
people
love
think
the
he's Escher, but that's you know.
I really love the hot dogs around the edge. I thought that was I don't know why that was my favorite part, but it was.
It worked out. I was gonna do them some other color, but
Now tell
just the natural color of the smoke on the dog looks good.
me more about what was inside of the cake, though.
So from the ground up, I did a keto chicken pizza crust, which is just chicken and eggs and some Parmesan cheese. It really eats like pizza dough. And then I did 10 pounds of slow-cooked Berkshire pork with more fat added to it and some duck legs and just a little bit of spice so it really retained like its meatiness. I just wanted you to taste meat and salt. We did beef jerky Roman numerals, some pepperoni decorations along with this pepperoni tree with some armature through it to bend it, and smoked sausage around the bezel, and the crown of the clock is smoked sausage like Hasselback. So you can get a grip on it when you got to adjust your...
The hands are bacon.
Hands are bacon, yeah.
It's really beautiful. Now, obviously, I feel like there was 2 big showpieces, and we were one of them. But I feel like the other big showpiece obviously was just the beauty the beauty of the clock. I did have because obviously whenever I compete in anything, like whether it's like a comedy contest or whatever, like my friends are always like too much on my side, you know? So it's just like I had people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, so what, he made a clock? Is that even made out of cake? What is that?"
I mean, the clock was kind of lame in comparison to this fog-breathing prosciutto dragon.
This
awesome.
the dragon was again an idea that I had last year. Like when we were at Ticket, I was just like, I want a castle with the dragon, and then we teamed up or for teams, and I told Zach, I came in hot with you. He's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I know exactly what I want to do," but then it kind of changed in when we were talking about it. The dragon kept getting bigger and the castle kept getting smaller.
Well, that's kind of the concept of dragons and castles, you know. Dragons are huge and tower over the castle.
Yeah.
At one point, I was honestly floating the idea of smoking a whole pig and like trying to turn the pig into a dragon somehow. I'm glad we didn't do that.
You're trying to make pigs fly.
Or a goat. We were talking about shaving down a
making
goat
a
skull.
goat head.
Like
Putting meat on the goat skull. I don't know. It probably would have turned out really scary.
there was a lot of different versions of that. But Zach did all the heavy. I have no like fine art skills, so like I'm an idea guy. I'm like, hey, I want like a castle and a dragon, and like how do we do that? And then we got with Jess West, who's a costume designer, and she set us up.
Kind of talked us through how to like, you know, maybe turn this into something. I mean, so we got her help with the bust work and especially like the face.
Wow.
And honestly, like my wife helped out with the bust because I feel like the dragon part of it was the shock and awe part of it, but it was also well outside of what, you know, we had done before. And it was really kind of cool to get other help on it, like ask somebody who does this kind of stuff. And yeah, I was super happy with how everything turned out.
I think the thing that I wanted, I guess, out of the team thing is like whenever I work with a team too, I typically feel like something that gets created that's bigger than the sum of its parts, you know? And so like it was at least 4 people working on that at different times, and then it looks amazing. But Zach really did all of the fine touches on it. He was building it live right there while I'm running around trying to tell people where to go. And like I knew what it was supposed to look like, but it even looked better than I thought.
Zach was in the zone. It came out so nice.
I was really happy. So there was a tube in it that was supposed to run the dry ice out of the mouth. And I didn't think to make an access hole for it. And so like right before it's like, I can't get into this thing. And so I just took a cup and tipped it up right by its mouth, and it gave the perfect effect.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
And you have that giant cocaine mirror, which is always great for presentation.
You know, I feel like I've done coke off of it as many times as I've used it for cocaine now, which is awesome. Which is 20 for each. We have a lot of good parties.
Never forget.
But yeah, I mean, can we kind of click through some of these photos to help jog my memory?
Everybody's cake was spectacular.
Yeah, there was no slouches, and that was the other thing too. When I started like looking around at everybody's, I was just like, man, everybody brought their and I mean, so like
some of the highlights were the Unruhs brought the that hot dog cake. I don't know if you have a chance. It was like styled after the Chicago dog. It was so tasty.
It was.
Yeah.
3 nice renditions. That was very cool.
And then I know, like, as far as showpieces go, Chef Yusuf's team really put together a beautiful croquembouche.
Yeah.
I really so I often see that with spun sugar all over it. I like how he had the big, thick caramel swaths. Like, it looked so very, very elegant. It was a very nice presentation on that.
It looked too good for the event.
That's what I said. I said, get him out of here.
There it is.
Pretty for the event.
He's too good.
The texture of the caramelized sugar breaking in your mouth with the softness of the butter and the foie was exceptional. It was out of place.
Yeah.
And he went with what liver? There was liver in there?
Yeah, foie gras is liver.
Right. Which I knew. I think some of the audience don't know that. But I would say that's a big swing. To do a liver for a contest?
3 pounds of foie gras for y'all's contest.
Yeah, that's like trying to I'm gonna try to win with the worst meat.
What?
A lot of people don't like
ambitious.
liver. I don't know if you know this, Zach. A lot of people don't like liver.
Oh, man.
Do you agree?
A lot of people do not like liver. The minerality of organ meat is a little harsh on.
I feel like that's a
Hoosier's
different
palate.
statement than that's
yeah.
the worst meat, though.
Well, yeah, there are different meats that are bad, like human meat. You don't use that in a contest. But let's keep continuing.
A1 steak sauce.
Let's
if your
go.
meat needs A1 steak sauce,
That's right.
I
shouldn't
think
use that in a contest.
I think also just the idea of like I really do think Yusuf is one of the best pastry chefs, like at least in the Midwest, if not the country, you know. And so to have him participate in a meat cake competition, it was kind of like when Sternberg did that cake the first year, where it's just like it was too smart for the room, you know what I'm saying? Like people like it had so much technique in it, but people were just like, yeah, it's a cake. Like no,
there's 7 layers of, oh my
It was
God.
gorgeous. It had a mirror finish on it and Jack Link crust. Anyway.
I guess I learned from that perspective of going crazy and overdoing the room. Like I tried to keep it kind of simple this year. Like the Riette kind of plays like just pulled pork.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so, and in Indiana, people love pulled pork. So all it is pulled pork in a blender, but not blended smooth. So it still has texture. And I was thinking about everyone in our state who was going to eat that cake. And
I like how you thought about that, like how you actually thought about the location. So, like this meat cake competition was in a different location, you would have gone with a whole different theme.
Well, if it's New York, yeah, you're going to market it different. But I feel like a dad pun will do way better in Indiana than saying that there's foie gras in it.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
Yeah, you sell it with the dad pun.
Because some people, I'm just going to say this, some people don't know what foie gras is.
it's true.
Yeah. Some of them are on food podcasts.
That would be embarrassing.
Elise made these like sugar cups that was like I would say the most outside
Wonka.
of like a full Willy Wonka, the most like outside of the box. I like, but it was so colorful. And what was it? The mousse that was inside of it. What was the interior pieces?
And there was a gelatin too.
There was a coffee jelly on the very top. There was a like a chocolate kind of like cake style that was made of pork rinds that was on the bottom. Then there was a caramel and pork rind, that was my favorite part of it. I ate a bunch of that pork rind caramel when I went home.
So now we've kind of talked about this. I think maybe possibly in future years of splitting categories, because I feel like both Ashley Brooks and Elise's
did a sweet cake.
Oh yeah, like a
should have been in their own category.
Bite.
So you think like sweet and savory should be the
Maybe
the
that's
dividing?
it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
But
that's
still have
it.
meat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it has to be meat based.
of course.
We're still playing meat cakes.
But
Because I will say Ashley Brooks was the best tasting to me.
Yeah, it tasted
Yeah.
almost exactly like
A chocolate,
cake.
yeah.
Yeah,
chocolate
I
cake.
didn't even know there was blood in it.
Yeah, for a blood and beef cake, it was that was my favorite thing there. And honestly, hers was my favorite last year. Her ability to use all meat and make it a sweet thing that you would want to go back for. I think is very impressive.
But I think the problem is it's never going to win. So it needs its own category. You know, like I feel like if you get 5 people to make sweet meat treats or whatever, that would be a category. Then you have savory category.
What if there's like a meat forward category and a meat infused category?
Ooh.
Like based on percentage of
Well,
meat. I think it all still needs to be meat based.
Yeah, it needs to be, yeah.
Like,
Can you
I think
enter
that's
both?
Well, we went I feel like too hard last year on the percentage. We were like, it has to be exactly 85% meat or something like that.
You put the bar up like at 95.
Yeah.
98%. Like if there's a toothpick in there, you're disqualified. It's not meat.
And we're like, yeah, everyone's just going to get...
It got a little authoritarian.
Yeah.
I took it so serious.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
removed the vegetables from my stock after it cooked.
Well, oh, you did?
Yeah, I took the veggies out.
Just to win. Wow.
I mean, to be fair, you made the right choices.
Because you won.
You got there. You got across the finish line.
Very serious.
I think the 1 year, Zach just did cornbread. And I think...
It was only cornbread. It was second place cornbread, which was better than,
Which was...
any of the...
pissed Dyke off
yeah.
and Bridget.
Yeah, but I think it pissed Sternberg off, too, because that's what beat Sternberg.
Yeah. He spent like hours
But
and
you got to
hours.
ask yourself, if you lose to cornbread in a meat cake competition, who's that? Whose fault is that? It's not my fault. Yeah.
Are you even meat caking,
Yeah.
bro?
You
Are you
can't,
even
you can't just say,
bribing?
don't be a villain. You got to enforce that shit. You can't let me win.
I don't know. I think that's cheating.
All right, click on through
We're
some
all
more of these
good on
photos.
the inside.
I wanna not forget anybody. I know there was Bridget Chef
Gomez, don't forget
and
Gomez.
actually, and I don't know, Thad, if you know this, but her first name is Bridget Haran Purcell.
I heard the wrong name, Hannah or something.
Yeah, Heather. I learned that her name was Bridget this year. That's crazy. I've known her for years, and I can't believe I fucked that part up.
Is that what we're doing? We're naming mistakes people made during the whole time? Because we could do that. We could do that right now if you guys want to.
Any other mistakes we should
I
know?
don't know. Didn't seem like I just learned something.
Yeah, I messed up one of my good friends. What's Bridget's name? Because I was looking at my friend Heather, and I remembered. The last couple times I had to announce her, it was Bridget Haran.
Yeah.
Before she was married, and
She
I wanted to
changed her
say,
last name.
Yeah, so
I was wanting
naturally
to say
became
Purcell the right way,
And you did. You nailed that part.
and then but the Haran with the H, and then I don't need to explain this. I messed up.
I will say I've never seen somebody nail somebody's new name but not their first name. That's a wild way to fuck it up and get it right at the same time.
Completely sober.
I still feel like she felt heard and seen.
Yeah, because I said it again, and I apologized, and then
She frowned in that way that she really appreciated it.
yeah, she said no one will bring this up again. I'm sure people understand.
Bridget made a lot of Pakistani infused meat dishes.
Oh, my.
Let's talk about it.
I've never had. I've never pronounced it. Chicken muskashkin. Nope, that wasn't it.
It's Musakin.
Musakin.
Whoa, I think
Yeah, anytime there's a yogurt dip involved and lamb, like I'm excited for it. Like,
And we might want to make a note that it wasn't Pakistani, it was Palestinian.
Oh, Palestinian. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a big part of it. That was actually a very important part of it.
Remember, Heather's Pakistani cake.
Yeah, she had like a big thing, a big flag. Oh wow! Wow!
It finally happened.
Well, the Meat King is
finally our trap finally worked.
the Meat King is getting messy.
Eating too much meat this week.
Oh, did you fall in the hole?
Fell through the bowl.
You're the first one.
Into the hole.
Hit that fall in the hole button.
Casey, please tell me the camera was on him when he fell. Thank God. Thank God.
That's good. Casey killed it.
We got it. We got it.
You just didn't want to talk about Palestine.
Change the subject.
I am gonna fall right now. There's a good hole to fall in. No, she had a big flag that said "Free Palestine," right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's free.
Is this where you're going to do this joke?
Yeah, there's no joke here. There's no.
How much is it?
How much is it to get into Palestine?
No one's helping you out. No one's helping you out.
It's a safe joke.
Is it?
Because it's not type of stuff. No, people like this.
Much
type of
like
stuff.
the people of Palestine, no one's helping you out.
Jesus Christ. That was good, but terrible.
Let's go to a quick commercial break. We will be back with a new
Disperse our
host.
sponsors.
Bridget's food was delicious and very culturally appropriate.
Yeah.
I went back and told her it was delicious because it wasn't over salted, it wasn't over seasoned.
She used
It
duck
was-
fat
it
in her
was
phyllo. Like,
Super crispy.
yeah, it was.
phyllo.
Yeah, it was super good.
Yeah, and then the amount of roses she did was intimidating. That's a lot of work.
She's actually really good at roses.
Yeah.
I think she's done roses every year.
Well, it's
some
the
people would-
theme song.
Yeah, sometimes I'm reminded that she's a professional chef.
No, seriously.
No, I'm always aware of it.
I am. I love her. She's my friend, but she's my friend before she's a chef.
Okay, I see.
You understand?
You
Like,
see the
same
person.
thing with
you.
You see the person.
Same thing with you. I
Yeah.
did not think you could cook worth a damn.
Yeah. No, that's right. You're right.
talent blind.
You're right. Yeah.
And that's how we found out you could cook was
Yeah.
the meat cake tradition.
Yep.
Well, you also thought his name was Andrew for way too long.
Well, he never corrected me. He was being a jerk. I'd be like, "Hey, Andrew," he'd be like, "Hey, man," like a high voice. Hey,
I gotta say, by the time I got around to sampling, most people's showpieces had been deconstructed, so I didn't get to see how beautiful this thing was.
It's nice.
Like, yeah, like
People were
it is
taking the
beautiful.
roses because
Yeah.
they wanted to take them home.
I would say that's almost prettier than a clock.
let's just redo this whole contest right now.
Well, I mean, she didn't go with a pun. I
Yeah.
told you. You got to go with a pun in Indiana.
Well, she probably didn't want to turn it into a joke.
Is that how low our lives are? We just keep laughing at puns for 2 hours later after we've ate the meat, and they're like, you know what? I want to go with that thing that made me happy.
I mean, I feel like if you knew the truth of how much is pun based, you would probably not be very happy with yourself.
This next one, Gomez's cake, I feel like Gomez's and Ross's cake, I would say, I feel like it was the most underappreciated cake.
Super
because
soft.
Yeah, it didn't get mentioned. That's the definition of underappreciated. No, but it was very cool. Like they did the birthday cake theme. I feel like they really embraced the spirit of meat cake because it was a happy birthday. They used like a tallow candle. Each layer was colored differently, so it was like a rainbow cake. There was like spinach in one layer. There was a yellow layer. Then they made little meatballs that were their cake pops for sampling.
It's
And
very
it was
savory.
It was very good. It was very tasty.
And it was like mashed potato and duck fat icing or something like that on the outside. When I first walked up, I was like, because it has sprinkles on it. It looks like a real piece of
did have
children's
the
birthday
sprinkles
cake.
on it, yeah.
I was like, this is disturbing.
I like the little sprinkles.
and then when I tried the cake pops, I was like, oh, this is really good. And I feel like when you have so many things going on, somebody's not going to get their flowers, But I feel like, man, I thought it was so creative and
it
so well executed.
Was a meat cake birthday. It was the 4th meat cake birthday.
Oh, that's true.
They were really celebrating the contest. I thought it was genius.
Of course, the people's champ, Chef's Night Off, Craig Baker, Andrew Whitmore, Man, they did this. And again, I didn't get the presentation on this cake. I showed up at the end. Man, they had the slabs of meat on there. The steaks on that cake was amazing, and I didn't see the lighting of the rosemary. I feel like they had a whole like.
Oh, a show to it.
Yes.
You're right. I didn't see any.
A little
of that
something
either.
for the senses, you know, for the olfactory senses. There it is, the lighting of it on, you know, their nice plates there.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
Yeah. So like, I didn't see this part, and then when they got People's Champ, I was like, "Did you not see the dragon? Did everyone not see the dragon?
Yeah, what the heck?
Did you walk past the dragon?"
own competition.
Look, I'm of two minds of it. As a person putting on, I'm glad everything went perfectly. As a person that was competing in a thing, I'm like, I want to win. Like,
See, I think it went perfectly,
makes it so great.
because one, we got to bring a cool meat dragon to it, and two, you still don't have a meat background. So I feel like I threaded the needle. We got us just under. I got everything I wanted.
Wait, did you troll the
I
meat cake
held back a
competition?
little. I held back.
You held back a little bit.
I left that other 10%. Yes,
Because
just
you next
outside.
year I'm not going to be with Dyke.
Yeah.
And you're see,
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I am rooting for you for next year. Because you need your real crown in front of the crowd. You've
Right.
got my
moment.
You've got your moment in the silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need.
but you were also the first.
Yeah.
You were he was the original. He's the OG.
He's the George Washington.
It was. We didn't even call you a king back then. Or did
Yeah.
we?
I didn't get any pronouncements. I didn't get shit.
No. In fact, I just didn't want to talk about it after you won.
Yeah, it was. I felt like I was Gomez and Cats.
Dude, I wish you would remake that first year's cake. That was so delicious.
He did.
I ate so much of that.
You were on the news when we remade it.
Oh yeah, and it was good that time too.
You ate it like a few days ago.
That is true. We went on the news and we ate it on the news. But actually, that was everybody's favorite part because Dyke made a peanut. He did this. He had a food truck. He had a food truck, and he used to make this peanut butter and jelly. What was it? Burger. And I don't know if you ever had a cold peanut butter and jelly burger.
It's not the same.
Gross. Like you enjoy the peanut butter, you enjoy the jelly, you spit out the burger.
Does it melt in your mouth?
No, it's cold.
Oh.
But anyways,
I also didn't intend to serve it to anybody. I served strategically off of Zach's cakes.
his was the smallest.
What?
His was the smallest. His was the little.
But he made the bottom one too. He made the biggest one and the small one.
It looked
And
great
so
on
I-
TV. It looked great.
So that at one point I look over and because I was like, oh, I wonder what this tastes like. And the dad goes, "Don't serve that to anybody. It doesn't taste good."
And he's
For the
like,
love of God.
and he got mad. He's like, "Yeah, no shit. No burger tastes good." I'm like, "Well, dude, you brought it here. I didn't know the plans." But he got mad.
You didn't know he was bringing a dummy cake?
Yes. I love how competitive Dyke is. By the way, he's very competitive. You wouldn't know this until you play a game with him. Like I've seen him yell at girls during darts, like girls that like you're like you wanna ask them.
Excuse me, women. Okay, I yelled at women during darts.
Yeah, of age woman. He yelled at darts. Like girls, like, women that you would like to take on a date, but then you can't because your roommate yelled at them too bad. And it's gonna be awkward. That's how competitive Dyke is, and I love it because it helps in other things. Let's keep going.
They shouldn't have cheated at darts. So. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Dad, I think it's time for an upland toast.
Upland toast.
Toast to you. A
Upland
toast,
toast.
to friendship
Friendship.
and a toast to co-hosting.
Co-hosting.
A co-host toast.
A co-host toast to the most.
And what are you drinking there?
Mine's empty. It's Two-Hearted.
Nope. No, it's not. Not.
It's two of tarts. It's one of my favorite beers. It's not IPA. It's nothing like that. It's sweet. It's ale. And it has passion fruit and mango.
It's from their sour line.
Oh yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's a great springtime beer.
And guess what? It has great artwork.
You know what? So I have to go every week to pick up our sponsor beer. And I went there, and shout out to Andrew Priller. I was like catching up with him. They're doing some big stuff over there at the Fountain Square location, but it is about patio season. And it was so exciting to go and like see people. We're in the weird days right now where it's just like it'll be 70 degrees and then 20 the next day. So it's like people's patios are open, close. But shout out to Upland and their wonderful beer.
Oh, great beer.
So Thad, you brought up something that we definitely need to talk about, and that was that the Mckee made the VIP food for adult summer camp last year.
Hit that
and
summer camp.
We haven't got a chance to tell you how amazing that was. Like that it was obviously we knew you were going to do a good job, and obviously everything was well executed, but
the sushi rice with the balls.
Yeah.
And then the you just passed it again.
The sushi on the left, I think a couple more
One
down.
more down.
One more down. Two more down. That one there.
That one and the one up top in the middle. So
two
back
I bet
to
if
the
you
left.
click through that's probably summer camp.
So that was the appetizer. I did pressed sushi rice. You know, sushi is the rice, not the fish. The fish is the sashimi.
Mm-hmm.
So to call it a sushi dish kind of trips people up because there's sausage there.
Yeah.
And so as a sushi sausage, it's a pineapple teriyaki pork sausage with fresh green onions and cucumbers from my garden. And then I did like a bang bang sauce. So that sweet chili mayo kind of sauce with sriracha in it.
And you were grilling the food out in front. Like it worked out perfectly because there is an element of like this was for VIP. I think we had like
there.
I think we had like 12 people.
Next one over.
Man.
That got the VIP tickets, and I kind of wanted just a little bit of FOMO for everybody else. So we put them at a head table right in front of everybody.
They had to see it.
And the food at camp is great, but you're getting like this gourmet meal. Look at the beautiful coloring on that meat.
Man,
I was there for a second.
Like if I was going to summer camp, I would get a VIP ticket just to have that meal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's well worth the price of. Everyone that ate just was raving about the food and how great it was, and
some lamb with a pesto potato salad and pickled peppers with marinated grilled broccoli.
Good.
I think there's something too about eating fancy food when you're outdoors that makes it just seem
something
so
different.
much more special. You know, you're just like.
Well, you'll want to eat it off the bone in a more primal way.
Yeah.
And instead of being fancy with your napkin on your lap, you're gonna
Well,
wipe your hand on your pants.
Yeah.
It's
It hits
awesome.
different.
Well, like originally we had talked about doing the whole thing campfire side, and then didn't realize it was going to be 3,000 degrees outside. So glad we didn't do
Oh, it
that.
was so hot.
I didn't bring water. I was drinking kombucha. I think it was like caffeinated. I drank like 6 of them.
Were you messed up?
I dropped the desserts shaking.
Yeah.
You can have it in water next year. We'll do that.
Well, yeah, we
The
can
Meat
get you
King
water.
demands bubbly water next year.
We actually had a water guy there, so
Yeah.
we missed out.
I did. I didn't know. I made them little goodie bags with trail mix. Man.
Yeah, like
It was the peanut. I did a play on a dish. I can't
Oh, it was a
remember.
brittle. You did a brittle.
I did a trail mix peanut brittle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I ate that for weeks afterwards.
It was
I
so
found
fun.
I found a loose bag, and I was
So
like, "This
I
one's mine."
never got any of the peanut brittle.
I tried to make sure you guys got a whole bag to yourselves.
Oh, I'm sure Dyke did. That's what I'm hearing. He ate it for a month. He had a month's supply.
wait.
It's in like down the crack of the bed, so mom doesn't find it.
Yeah, I did not even taste it. So
I didn't even know it
Yeah.
existed.
There was so much love in the trail mix peanut
Yeah,
brittle.
he got filled up on love, all right.
It was good. It was
you
good.
didn't even share.
No.
No.
That's how good it was. It was a secret brittle.
Definitely secret
Did you
brittle.
mean to make this brittle secret?
I wanted to share it so bad. It was stupid hard because to keep like the colors from running, I pulled all the M&Ms out separately.
Oh, really?
And then stirred the nuts in, and then added the M&Ms, and it's not a great idea. It looked great. It was fabulous with all the colors, but
I just gotta say this.
I can't believe Dyke took it all.
I can.
That's its own kind of compliment, I guess.
It is.
No, it really is. The fact that he brought it home and I've not seen it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. It definitely lived in his bed. It lived in his bed, and he dug out of the little bag.
Only him and Cody.
Only him and Cody rolling around with fucking
Cody is his dog.
fucking chili
I
snakes.
don't know.
Just out my lover.
Dyke's husband, Cody. No, this is what I wanted to say. Like, speaking of secrets, you are kind of like the best kept secret. Like, and maybe not to your fans out there, but like for me, like not knowing who you were, you're just a stranger in a meat competition. And then you win. You have the socks. That was the first time. Like, this guy's kind of cool, or I should be worried about him. Like, I didn't know if you're gonna be. We were like, this could be an evil king, or this could be a good king. That was what we were talking about. And I will say right now, a year later, the first year, you were a good king. I watched your stories. Like you became our friend. I watched your stories on Facebook. I'm like, every Facebook picture that you post with your food, it's very artistic, and I want to like teleport and eat it right away. That's seriously how good it is. And I get a little bit pissed. That's not bad, but like I get pissed. I'm like, I want this.
That's just me cooking for my wife and posting it.
You're extremely talented, and you display that.
Thank you.
Every time I watch you post something, though, I'm like, is this a secret meat cake preparation? He's working on something. Is there like a secret in there that I can glean for next year's meat cake?
I won that competition with a soup a couple weeks ago, and I got to bring my son. So there's a picture of me holding him.
You did. Yeah. That's great. Hey. You did something. You won in Pork of Elegance too, right?
And I got second place again this year in Taste of Elegance for Indiana Pork Packers.
Can I ask you a question? Did you sell your soul or like make a wish to a genie?
Guys, I won a raffle today and won an air fryer.
See,
he's not joking.
Stay winning.
All right.
But then like people were in the room from those events and they're like, this guy just keeps winning everything.
Part of me wants to build up hype with, because there was another event, I forget what it was, but with the Taste of Elegance, something else, and then like have that lead up into meat cakes, kind of like how the horse racing like leads up into the Kentucky Derby from the other two races. So like you started getting heat. I was like, oh man, he's already racking up wins at Taste of Elegance. Like that's not good.
No, he's coming.
He's coming hot. He's coming.
That's one of my best received dishes of the year.
It's beautiful.
I went for like I was trying to go monochrome purple. And ended up adding a couple other colors. But
dude, I love the puss.
It was great.
The octopus.
You see the blackberries almost look like octopus the way I cut them.
Yeah. Too. Oh, yeah.
And that's its own cut of onion too, where you just kind of take a whole onion and cut out the very middle.
And this is like a Man of War jellyfish. And this is all for home, right? This is all home eating.
Yeah, that was actually me on a stag night alone.
Nice.
With a lot of purple stuff in the fridge.
Man, I want to eat that. I want to teleport.
So there was a matter of there are certain responsibilities and privileges for the Meat King, and last year we told you had a full year to make decrees, and you really didn't make any substantial decrees. But what I found interesting was what you told the Indie Star about your son possibly being evil. And I'm reading that in the Indie Star, like, I can't believe they printed this.
That's funny.
That was amazing. He might not show as much mercy.
Yeah. They're like, is his son evil? I don't know. Anyway, you'll have to tune in next time. All right, whose phone is that?
Yep, nothing I can do about it.
Nobody's.
It's not on the recording, so if you ignore it, it'll go away.
It's just me being crazy.
Right. Oh, it's your phone.
Right. It's no longer me at home alone thinking of ideas. I'm bouncing them off my little meat prints. He's giving feedback.
So when you first came, your son wasn't even born when you first won.
He came last year, but he was in my wife's womb.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh, yes. He was a fetus.
He was a
We can
fetus.
say it.
He was
He had
big.
to-
We can say that now.
We use the F word on this podcast.
yeah. This was a fetus.
Well, I didn't realize that was the title. Meat Cake Invitational featured Dolly Homage, hot dog cake, and a lot of blood.
And a lot of blood.
What? Someone else read that, like a lot of
gets
blood.
your
Like, yeah,
attention.
past that.
Yeah, that sounds
Print it.
good.
Bradley is a young writer for Indie Star, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's terrific. So they hit us up. Like we reached out to go on the news to promote it, but then the Indie Star reached out and they're like, "Hey, we want to come," and I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like
They're like sitting around, like, are they going to ask us? Like it was a Sadie Hawkins. Sure, we'll definitely.
oh, I would be remiss not to mention Rogers, because Rogers I feel like got the most. It was the most talked about, I feel like, of the non-winning cakes.
Well, the haunting cringe face on the front.
Yeah.
That
It was
did,
a
it
gravy
did look like a meme. It looked like it needed to become a meme.
a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Yeah.
And,
Not allowed to be in charge of Thanksgiving anymore, kind of meme.
Yeah.
and the whole fried chicken on top. It was great. I did the
Kevin
guy.
Bacon. They named the chicken Kevin Bacon.
And then the baby gravy in the back. Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Those were what are they called? The babies for the new for Fat Tuesday.
I don't know. Yeah, there was
the
a.
Fat Tuesday babies.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually supposed to be a baby gravy,
But it was
reference.
just like there's
in
like
the gravy train.
they're all like sitting in the back with their hands up, and I was just like, that's disturbing.
I thought it was beautiful.
I don't mean this to be mean, but it does look like something I've seen in my nightmare before. Like,
Oh, that's what takes me to the afterlife. Is this
that's the vehicle.
the gravy train? Yes.
But this is a competitor not taking it too serious and really getting the spirit of meat cake.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Well, that's
exactly.
the thing. It's like a one of those finger trap things. Like you can't pull too hard, I feel like, or you miss the mark.
Yeah.
You've got to take it serious, but not too serious.
Yeah.
You can't Sternberg and sometimes use of it.
Right.
Like,
You don't want to.
yeah.
If we
so you
had-
almost have to make it for like dumb it down for kids.
If we had
Pretend like there's supposed to be kids there.
I think if we had like a most fun category, that would have been Roger for sure.
Yeah, no, that was a
the
very
most-
fun one.
most
And it
fun.
tasted very good, too.
Yeah. Well, it's biscuits and gravy, so I was just like,
No, we don't have to do that to him.
it was good. I mean, no, but I mean, it's, you know.
Can I ask you guys something? Did you guys have anything that you didn't like? That like the flavor wasn't your favorite? Okay, chefs. I get
Stitches
it.
get stitches.
Everybody's afraid. Yeah, well,
No. I'll be completely honest. Like when you go through a competition like this, and I think part of it is like being in the service industry or going to culinary school. Is they taught you like you don't have to like caviar, but you have to be able to tell good caviar from bad caviar. So anytime there's a competition where you're eating a bunch of different stuff, there's going to be stuff that's like I said, the chocolate cake made my taste buds dance, but I wouldn't have voted it the best. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a scale of like how
Oh, what you thought was the idea?
yeah,
of it?
the idea
Okay.
of it and how I'm judging it versus like I particularly the sweetness of the croquembouche mixed with the liver was not for me. Like that,
And maybe-
it was like to me, I wanted it to go one way or the other way, but I could also at the same time go like that's the most beautiful cake that's like nailed the execution of it. And I also think that like the technique was there, you know, but I just don't think that flavor profile is going to win a mass audience.
how much technique is in meat cake making?
I mean, are you being serious here?
Well, croquembouche is the standard in difficulty
Yeah.
for
So there's,
pastry.
so in
what-
cooking, there's 100% technique.
Yeah, it's always 100%
You guys made fun of
technique.
me for 4 years saying that was a bad question. It was a great question. For 4 years, you guys.
You just proved right now it wasn't
Yeah,
a good
you
question.
just proved it. Yeah.
No, I proved that. There's a lot of technique in cooking, correct?
Thaddaeus.
No, not at all.
For Black History Month, I got you some Hennessy.
Oh my god! Thank you so much.
I've never seen someone
is-
saved someone else from a bomb with racism before.
Oh!
I needed this. When you're bombing, drink Hennessy.
So actually,
Hennessy.
there's a
not.
history lesson here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle nearest,
Whoa.
1884. Let's see where this goes.
was,
Pending on good or evil Meat King. Go ahead.
So it's apparently the largest black-owned distillery in business.
Dope.
Apparently, the man who started this, I think Jonathan Nearest Green, allegedly taught the young Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. And
This is the guy.
so Jack Daniels essentially stole the recipe
Right.
from his dad's slave.
Right.
And then that slave went and opened this when he was emancipated. So it's fantastic history.
I want to tell you, this is my favorite Black History Month gift that I have ever
And we get an
gotten.
extra day this year because of leap year to celebrate.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
this is the perfect.
We scheduled that for you. You're welcome.
Cheers.
I
Thank you
almost
so
said
much.
happy last day.
This is.
Someone would have corrected me.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, like all year, I'm like, no one's getting me a gift. And then you came through, Meat King.
Yeah.
With
You
gifts.
guys give so
You
much
bestow.
to me. I don't. We should share it.
We should share this.
Yeah.
We should we pour one out now?
Pour one out. For your dead homies.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
but
new to-
also
that's
no,
new
it's
to
not
me.
crazy at all. It's like somebody stole something and didn't give black people their.
That's not my America. Not my America.
Have you ever heard of rock and roll, sir? He's gonna hate hearing about rock and roll.
Country music. This is. I can't wait to taste this. And I remember this history about this. Like, I don't know how I'd feel. Like, how would you feel like if you saw?
Oh, it's Nathan. I said Jonathan. Nathan Nearest Green founded that distillery, and it's.
Joe Nathan.
And you know what they call? No,
That was
No, no, no,
that's
no,
why
no,
I got
no.
confused. I
This
didn't
is-
like it. I jumped out. I bailed out of that joke.
But,
See, when Dyke doesn't like it, it's usually really, really good.
a bartender let me in on that information about a year ago, and I was happy to share that.
That is awesome. How often do you give Black History Month gifts?
I
got
only
one
have
yesterday.
a couple.
A couple? No, that's fine. There you go.
Count them out loud.
This is what Me Cakes is all about.
Count your black friends.
This is what Me Cakes is about. It's about making more black friends, cooking food, giving Black History Month gifts.
So now, is this specifically for Thad for Black History Month, or was?
No, it was the
was it for any other
the
black-
timing of the situation.
Oh, okay.
We
for
never
all-
addressed that.
It's for all of you guys.
Okay. For
Well, no,
Zach too.
I was just wondering if it was for the other black co-host. It seemed very much singled out. Like,
I didn't wanna leave him
There's
out.
only one.
I'm glad we addressed that as well. I didn't like Dyke might have not wanted to be raced.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be raced. Did you get misraced?
Please
people-
don't draw any attention to my race or gender.
You got it.
It is great. Like I think, like here's the thing, Dyke. I am definitely not sharing this with you. Because it is for me.
You're gonna treat it like the Chex Mix.
Yeah.
Just have it in your bed.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was peanut brittle, you.
yeah. It was peanut brittle,
I wouldn't know.
which was in peanut butter, and peanut butter was invented by a black guy. So
There's
there we
some
go.
history there too.
It's like
Full
7
circle.
degrees to Kevin Bacon.
yeah, but yeah, no. And I feel bad now too that like you can't drink any of this.
It's all right.
Well, I do too.
Because I've been drinking Tinker coffee all day, and you know what?
He's pissed.
When I'm drinking Tinker coffee, I don't even need alcohol, or fun, or joy, or anything else.
It is crazy.
I just keep drinking Tinker coffee until it's time to go to bed, but then I can't sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
I am gonna say this. Like, no offense to you, Meat King. It is crazy. Like, you invented this whole thing. Like, this came out of your dreams. You've done 4 of them now. We're about to do 5, And like you're really kind of the meat king bestower. Like you invented all this.
The meat king maker.
The meat king maker.
Well, yeah.
I take
always the meat king maker, never the meat king
Never
kind
the
of
meat-
thing.
never the meat king.
I take a third of the responsibility of inventing the sport, split between me, Zach, and Bridget.
But you've never won.
No.
And
Can't
you
say that enough.
You don't get the gifts at the finale.
No.
Your
Don't get the
co-host.
Black History gifts.
You don't get the Black History. Like you get, man. Like this is.
I'm more like an Eleanor Roosevelt, you know? Important part of history, but a lot of it was behind the
A
scenes.
lot of behind that's. Are we the wheelchair?
Not appreciated. Not appreciated in their own time.
What do they say? Silver never tarnishes.
Yeah, silver never tarnishes.
This is wild.
That's great. No, I feel like I missed that plug. Tinker Coffee is actually the best coffee in the city.
Yeah.
And I have been enjoying it. I don't drink half the year, so Tinker Coffee becomes my drug of choice.
Yeah.
I like to freebase it. And then also our other sponsor, Smoking Goose. We already did the brunch breakdown, but I think we forgot to say of how much of Smoking Goose products were on that meat dragon.
Yeah, it was a smoking meat dragon in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Smoking goose dragon. I don't know.
Working with basically meat putty, you know,
Yep,
and then all the different kinds of salami that were on it. And I remember like kind of just like having this pile of ingredients and being like, I don't, this will look okay. But like you start scrolling through it mentally, like all the Pinterest fails.
I was not at all sure that anything was going to look remotely okay until like a couple days beforehand. I entirely thought it was going to look like a big dragon turd.
When I sent you that the first photo of the baseline, was that a wave of relief?
Oh no, like honestly when we got the bust shaped out, it was like, okay, I can start to see this.
I can see it.
Like, but before then, and then from then on, it just was just good news after good news. It was like we put the meat on it, it looked pretty decent at the end of the night, and then when you picked it up from Jess, it looked awesome. And then, it just kept being okay and kept getting better.
It also started like, I feel like aging. Like the dragon looked older as it went on.
Well, let me add something. I went to her shop. She just opened up a new shop, and she has it there. If you want to actually see that, and when that shop opens, you can go and see that Meat King.
Along with a mural that was painted there.
Along with a mural. So there are...
Did you actually get to see it all
What a
put
great
up? Or has it been
I haven't seen it put up, but she's going to be spraying stuff to conserve the actual meat.
That's awesome.
Because it's going to smell if she doesn't.
It's going to cover it in resin.
It's going to smell really bad if she doesn't.
Yeah.
And then
What is resin?
And then we're gonna clone the dragon hundreds of years in the future. Can you pour some out for the king there? One thing I think real quickly we kind of glossed over is all the amazing visual artists that were there at Mckee. So we had 2 muralists. We had doing live drawings of meat cakes. We had these the mosaic guys. They're insane. They drove down from Wisconsin through the night.
Built a mosaic of meat cake.
Of a meat cake that they designed, and then 3,000 miniature Rubik's Cubes that they had to solve each one to have it perfectly line up for the drawing. And then they just like...
The crazy thing was, what they did was very cool. It was a cow popping out of a cake, and it was very like cartoon style. And they were showing me some of their other work, and I mean, they're like photo quality.
Oh yeah,
like with shading and everything, they look ridiculous.
The shading was a great detail. Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know it was little Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah, 3,000. And so they come in, they bring him in
that's
on
wild,
these,
right?
They come in,
that just hit.
They have them, they bring them on trays, and they're all like labeled where to go, so they can. They were like, yeah, we can assemble this in 30 minutes. I was like, how are you going to put 3,000 Rubik's Cubes together in 30 minutes? They're like, we got this, and they had a blast. And then they were like, all right, we're going back to Wisconsin. See you guys later. I was like, you guys are
kind of
animals.
Wisconsin people for you, though.
Yeah. Wow. Well, they were also like, I could tell they're like the alpha nerds of where they're from, because they were like, we're used to doing the weirdest thing around, and you guys have us beat with this meat cake thing.
Where did this come from?
But we also had Jess West had some costumes there. We had some different people selling different artworks. The Tubbles were there.
Linda Mckee.
Linda Mckee was selling some jewelry.
Yeah.
Kashina Hottinger was doing some nature-based artwork. Who else am I forgetting? Kat did the mural. Dan Handskills did the other mural.
That's good. That's good.
Adam, you bought something. You bought some art.
Yeah, I bought this really creepy looking baby that I'm going to put across from my toilet so when guests sit down and do their business, they get to look at this.
Who'd you get the baby from?
It was
there was like, I don't know.
the second person from the bar.
There was like 2 girls there.
Oh yeah, that's the Tubbles. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
The internationally renowned Tubbles.
Yeah, they performed at adult summer camp.
Okay.
It was really great that's something that I wanted to do, was to incorporate the visual artists, and kind of like the same way where we get to know all these amazing chefs, from doing the show. Like we get a touch base with all these amazing artists. And so at first I was just like, yeah, I want you to come and be a part of this, and hopefully it works out for you and people are, buying some stuff. And so that was my biggest fear, that like we were going to have too many artists or nobody was going to buy anything, or, there was going to be a disappointment for them. And people, I think they loved it, and the artists all seemed to have a great time too. So I think that was one of my highlights for sure, was that was so well received. And now
I think the art part of it was just awesome. That's clearly the way to it. Yeah.
Well, and that was inspired by Thad too, because last year you did so much to like pepper in like fun outside of the meat cakes, and I was just like, and that showed me like, there's still so much we can do and to add to this and grow this, that's not just the meat cakes thing. And then
because you're meat minded,
because I was meat minded, yeah.
And that's why they were at the outside. Well, thank you for that compliment, man. That was nice. I'm glad that we got to do that. Like, my favorite part of that was just like, I really wanted to have a serious component where we had some dancers during, the national anthem of our meat cake, Kissed by a Rose. But I wanted some ballet dancers, and then things changed, and we got Dustin and Mariah, which they made expect. That's a long song to dance to.
Oh yeah,
it's a very long song. How do we feel about that? Do we keep doing the whole length of the song?
Of course, absolutely.
Zach, that was a bad question.
Absolutely. That was maybe the dumbest question you've ever had.
You know it.
You can affect the speed of it. Maybe play it at 0.75.
Here's the thing: it's long. Like, it's always uncomfortably long.
Yeah,
but that's going to be a part of it.
You can just make it a little longer by slowing it
the
down.
uncomfortable part of it.
Another verse. We added another verse
on the in the Indie Star, when they have the photos up of the people that dance, it said I forget how they worded it, but it was something like
a man.
It was like
in a skin tight,
but it was like,
outfit.
But it's specific. Yeah, it said dance poorly but continuously, or something.
Dance poorly but continuously.
It's kind of savage.
I want that to be the name of the episode.
Dance poorly, but that is the name of the episode.
Poor Dustin. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I had all the emotions.
It was great.
Confusion, excitement. Some people teary-eyed.
Anger.
People took their hats off for it. Like, I like that people are that's my joy of it. Like, how much is being respected each year. Like, again, it started at the home. We were just messing around, and then like people taking their hats off.
Now people take their hats off like the national.
Yeah.
Were people taking their hats off?
Yeah, people taking their hats off.
People take some of
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, I asked.
Well, I did
ask. I was like, please take your hats off.
Serious. Take your hats off.
That's amazing.
And it was weird. I was standing in a meat suit. I wanted to get silly and weird with it, and I had the skin meat suit, which I don't know. We might need to say this is 21 and over. I don't know. There's kids. There's some kids there in the meat suit.
You didn't like being in a meat suit in front of kids?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing you wouldn't see at like the
Children's Museum.
Children's Museum. Yeah, it's educational.
A book on biology. Just a man without skin.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm here to help people learn.
Dustin's is on backwards.
Yeah, Dustin's was on
Help
backwards.
people learn.
That was weird.
That's wrong. Reverse meat, man.
That was a weird choice.
Some of those kids are gonna have nightmares. Like, yeah, like I don't know, like
Reverse
they're talking,
meat, man.
they're talking to their therapist. I don't know. I went to this thing where all these cakes were like made out of meat, and
And then this Inside Out guy did a bad dance.
yeah, we definitely scarred some children, and we just need a minute. Yeah,
But Thaddeus, how come you didn't join in the dancing?
is that what people were waiting for?
I
Looked
was.
like you
Yeah.
were about
You
to.
maybe that's the thing, like, because I feel like you're trying to outsource the dancing of it too
I
much.
could have been in that silly
You
dancing.
need to be
It
part
looked-
of it.
it
Yeah.
looked
Can
like
I just be
wanted
honest
to
with you?
jump in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna burn this guy's name down, but there was someone that canceled on me. That was supposed to. We were supposed to have actually a serious.
No, you probably didn't even
ballet.
have them booked.
No, I had him
Prove
booked.
it.
Man.
Prove it.
I don't
Who
want.
was it?
You're gonna fucking piss me off because they pissed me off. All right, and I didn't. Well, I thought I was over it, but what I'm trying to say is this person canceled within like a couple weeks out and said, "Hey, we didn't have enough information." Long story short, I don't care. They weren't creative enough to do what they needed to do. Dustin and Mariah came and nailed it. We were going to have professional ballerinas, and then we got some jokesters. So that's why I didn't jump in and dance, because in my whole mindset was this is going to be a professional thing until someone canceled.
There was a lot going through your head in those moments then.
Yeah. Kind
It
of
looked
like,
you were about to jump right in and dance. man.
well, part of me, it was like, this wasn't my original vision, but people are liking it. So then that's what I wanted. That's the truth.
I think it was fantastic.
Chef Hackney, thank you so much
we're
for
going to
being
end
on
on a
here.
rant?
Yeah, so we always end on the airing of grievances. That's the Harder Brunch way. Chef Hackney, thank you so much for being on the program today. Where can people find you and follow you on social media?
You can find me wherever you need me to be and follow me at Chef Amore, please.
Nice.
On
Rooster,
Instagram.
what you got?
Just on Instagram, it's Rooster Misfit.
And remind me what you sell. You sell something crazy.
I make custom hookahs.
Hookahs, that's what
Yeah,
it
I
was.
just
It's not crazy.
Do whatever, really.
Interesting, I guess I meant. Sorry. Thaddeus J?
Dude, shout out to Jack Daniels Slave.
Shout out to Slave Whiskey.
This is really good. Thank you. You can find me at Thad Mckee on all social media.
Zach Rome?
Hey, if you like this, check out our After Brunch. It's just $3 a month for all these extra episodes. It'd be patreon.com/Harder Brunch. And there's a plug.
Casey Campbell?
You can find me winning meat cakes competition next year, and you can also find me on Instagram at Danger Brewer.
I'm at Dyke Michaels across all social media. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time after I replay Chef Hackney falling out of his chair over and over.
Yeah.
Just make it a 10-minute loop.
Yeah, this is gonna be a super cut. Bye-bye.